Hello, one and all. Welcome to the A to the K Wrestling Show. Joining us today is one of Scottish wrestling's brightest prospects. She's one half of Risky Business, the ever charismatic Natasha Swan. Natasha, thanks for being here. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. Yeah. Just a wee quiet night, so I'm excited to have a wee chat.
Awesome.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start if we could. I believe you didn't grow up as a wrestling fan originally. So, firstly, what I want to ask really was what was the sort of moment that made you go from, I suppose, a casual fan to sort of lacing up the boots?
I mean, it took a while, I will say.
Mm,
It was I didn't grow up. I think when you're a girl, like wrestling's never really something that you're pushed to watch. I feel like it's always
Yeah,
like, oh well, that's a boys thing, so the boys they can go watch that. And that's just, that's how it's always been.
yeah,
And it was kind of when I was in my kind of mid-teens that I was introduced to it, and I was always just like, wow, because I was always like, I liked performance, I liked theatre, I liked all that stuff. So when you added a little bit of like stunts and combat and cool stuff to
yeah.
that, I was like, wow, this is cool theatre. This is much cooler theatre.
mm.
Um, so I think it took me a while. I'd always thought about it. And then
Yeah.
by the time I was kind of age to start training, it was kind of COVID. So everyone
Mm.
wasn't training. And then I forgot. And then I just was kind of like watching it. And then it was 2024, where I kind of was like, why don't I just go for it? Because I knew people who did wrestle. I ended up like meeting people who knew people who wrestled. And I was like,
Mm.
I don't know why I've still never done this. And so I was like, you know what? Now's the time. This time I'm gonna do it. And I did it and I
Yeah.
just full sail sent it and I just got right into it.
Well, I mean, you mentioned there, so you got your start in 2024. I think you're coming up to your 1 year anniversary
Yeah.
now since the beginning. Uh, it's mad because you're still so new to it all, but obviously you've kind of took to it so well. Like you're so good already. What kind of shocked you the most about life and wrestling so far?
Just how much of like a family it is. Like
Mm,
for being I've always known like I've always been in show life and I've always known
yeah.
that like there is an element of like competitiveness. There always is going to be because there's only so many spots for people and there's only so many places for people to have. But it's like everyone there is there for the same reason and they have the same passion and like even when people don't like each other there is still like a sense of harmony and I think it's such a funny thing that like people battering each other is such a close-knit group of people. I think that's so fun. And it makes me laugh how much of it is so soap opera theatrical. I think that's the greatest thing. I think some people like when they come into it they're like, right, I'm athletic and that's going to get me like so far, and it does get you very far, instantly very far. Um, but then I think a lot of people struggle with like the creative and coming up with things and the promos. I know people really hate doing promos. I love promos. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's just like it's fun to get to do. I think that's the thing I think sets people apart because everyone's done every wrestling move and there's very little chance that you'll come up with something that people haven't seen before. But there's a good chance you'll come up with a promo that no one's ever seen before. I
Mm.
know we have, so
Oh yeah.
uh, it's that's my I think that's one of the things that like I always knew I would take to it a bit better, but I was glad I was kind of like glad to be able to take that a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because as you say, like for me, it's like one of the best parts of it, the storyline, the
Yeah.
craziness. It's not just about what happens in the ring.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Like
the
you
thing
say,
that people
that's what.
remember.
Mm,
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
feuds that people
Exactly.
remember.
100%. Yeah.
mm,
Obviously, you touched on the like the sort of I suppose the family element of it. You train with GPWA, which are the official training school for ICW.
Yeah.
And is it true that you were originally quite sort of apprehensive to join? Thinking it'd be a bit of a boys' club. And if so, I mean, as welcome as it is, do you still find it to be a bit of a boys' club, or were there sort of a more of a sort of female representation there than you expected, I suppose?
When I joined, there was very little women. I will be honest. It's I was quite like, oh, I don't know if there's gonna be. I was never intimidated by the fact that like it was maybe gonna all be men that I was training with.
Mm.
I was never like, because I did like combat sports when I was younger, like a lot
Mhm.
younger, and
Ah,
it
nice.
was all boys.
Yeah.
And I've not done that for a long time, but like no one was ever easier on me then. And I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's ever been easier on me now, which I appreciate more than anything. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
there are
Yeah, I never thought about it like
differences.
that, but I suppose it's probably more frustrating if they're trying to go easy on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
think there has been a lot of times where like someone who's training with you maybe hits you with a strike a little bit later. But it's funny to watch your coaches be like, no, just hit her. Just hit her. Just give her a big spat. Like give her a big forearm or something. And I'm like, oh. But something you don't want people to like go easy on you because you want to have the realistic expectation of what you're going into. Um, so that's why I've always been glad that like no one's ever held back for the
Yeah.
most part, which is I think honestly why I've been able to develop the way that I have.
Yeah.
Um, and so I am appreciative of that. I think like there is always going to be an element. There's way more guys, so there is always
Mhm.
going to be a boys' club,
Yeah.
but sometimes you become part of the boys' club. Sometimes you just get
Yeah.
let in, and a lot of us are just pals. Like the boys' club, boys isn't even a gender term anymore. We are the
Mm.
boys.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, when I joined, there wasn't like really any girls, and a lot of them dropped out very fast. Um, there was maybe like three or something. But now, so I'd say two. There's me, myself, and Cherry Knox are two of the GPW kind of girls at the moment. Kind of coming up out of that system, and
Yeah.
I genuinely think since the two of us have been around, and there's been a little bit more like behind the scenes photos of girls training, we've just had more and more every single time, and we've built a little like they're all at different stages, and I wouldn't say we're like a roster yet, but there is an
Mhm.
absolute potential for like a real roster to come out of like the trainees that we have at the moment, which is really
Yeah.
cool. And I think
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
awesome.
really excited for a lot of these
Yeah.
these girls to come up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you've been a catalyst for that as well. Like we've seen on like Twitter and stuff, like cutting promos, like for the next intake of people coming into the school and stuff. Like, how important is it for you to obviously encourage kind of more girls to get in there and try this kind of thing out?
That means like the world to me because it took a lot for me to even like push myself to do it. And like obviously I get how scary it is. It's like a
Yeah.
big
Mm.
step. And I think it would be more intimidating for other people who hadn't been in an environment that I had been in, or maybe don't really like have a lot of like guy pals or something like that. Like
Yeah.
someone who's coming from a back like a very female background might be quite intimidated by it. And I just think
Mm.
like being a face that they know and that they can like speak to or come to it for even like I'm very new to this and there's only so much advice I can even give, but like even being able to like point them in the right direction to people who I trust is like very special to me. It's like being that kind
Yeah.
of face of like I know how to keep you right and I know the people who can keep you right. That's so special to me. I think it's quite like I never think about it that much, but then obviously yourselves are like people will be like, no, you've really pushed this forward, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's I don't know how, but I'm glad that I've been able to do it.
Yeah. No, it's been great to see. Yeah.
It's like you say something like that, like whilst you say you're still new to it, is like this new intake, they're sort of you've been where they are. So like you say, it is still advice you can give, isn't it? And as you say, even if it's as simple as pointing them into the direction of the right people to deal with or to trust, makes all the difference,
It
doesn't it?
does. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does.
I also want to push them to do their best because I don't want anyone to coddle them in a sense. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah, of
want to
course,
give
yeah.
them the challenge and I want to give them the same that I got given as well. I'm not like hurting them or anything like that, but like just working with intensity and
Hmm.
like just pushing ourselves. And we just want to prove that we're just as good, if not better. We want to do that.
Yeah.
That's where I
Absolutely.
want to be.
So obviously you've been fortunate enough to train with some top level wrestlers as well, with seminars with the likes of Nikki Cross, Isla Dawn,
Yeah.
and Big Damo, just to name a few. I just wondered what are some of the biggest lessons you've sort of learned working with and under them.
I mean, it's actually endless. It's
Yeah.
there's so much. Um, Nikki has been unbelievable when she's came over. Like, it's just such like even when we like were doing the basics, it was like top level basics. It was
Yeah.
what they're being taught right at the very top. Um, and she's so nice too. Like, she's like maybe the nicest woman ever. But I would say that, but then Isla Dawn is also the nicest woman ever. We did a lot of like promo and character with her, and like we've like she's just been the best. Like she'll like reply to my stories on Instagram and be like, "You're so cute," and I'll just it like shocks me. I'm like, "You've been on WWE. Why? You're so nice to me." But she's like the best, and she's so like these people are also like humble about it too. They're not like they don't even think about the fact that like I was on WWE, I am on WWE, whatever. Like they
Yeah.
just are people who love the same thing that you do, and it's so nice getting to experience that with them. I mean, Damo's our head coach at
Mhm.
GPWA, so I actually do get to speak to him quite a lot, and I was actually on call with him the other night as well. He was doing like a seminar basically
Yeah.
online, and he's got so much knowledge, like so much knowledge. I don't know how he like can comprehend all the things that he knows. Um, but yeah, it's been so invaluable to like learn from these people and not even just learn about like the wrestling and the promo and the character and all that stuff, but learning just like the business and the conduct of what goes into it and how to act and how to like people shouldn't be taught how to speak to people, but there is a certain like
Yeah.
decorum when you
Yeah.
go even in like general shows, not even just wrestling shows, um, that is so valuable to learn from like people like them who have seen it all and been to the very top.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you say, it's stuff you wouldn't even think about, isn't it? So it's like having that knowledge, like before the situation, like before you get there, to be like better prepared. I
Yeah,
think,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
as you say, it's
Yeah,
invaluable
because
stuff.
I suppose it's I probably shouldn't call them silly, but like the silly etiquette things that like
Yeah,
there's no other
Yeah.
way of learning it other
yeah,
than
just
from,
knowing what to
yeah,
expect from people
exactly.
who've walked those paths. I want to touch on some of the character stuff. Obviously, we spoke about. So you refer to yourself as your dream girl, which I think is brilliant. What does that kind of mean to you, and how do you kind of live up to that nickname, both inside and outside of the ring?
Well, it just means that I love Chapel Roan. But
Fair.
that's where I mean it's where it came from, and she got it from
Yeah.
Sasha Fierce. Sasha Fierce?
Mhm.
Sasha Colby. Sasha Fierce is Beyonce. Sasha
I was
Colby,
gonna
who's a
say that's
drag
her
queen.
alter ego, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Sasha Colby is who she got it from, who's obviously a drag artist.
Mhm.
Um Dream Girl's Dream Girl, or just the Dream Girl in general, that's how I get announced to the ring. It's I think it's less about I think when you think Dream Girl, everyone always thinks like, oh, it's like the look.
Mm.
But I think it's more like it's the demeanor and the bigger than life, the showgirl thing. Like when I initially was thinking about who I wanted to be and kind of how I wanted to present myself, it was very much like showgirl. It was
Yeah.
um I don't even know how to describe showgirl because you know what a showgirl is when you think
Yeah,
of
of
one.
course. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and I wanted it to be bright and sparkly and glittery and like someone who would come to you in a dream and be like, "Hello,
Fair.
it's me." Um, but yeah, that's what Dream Girl is like. That is what Dream Girl is to me. It's like it's not just the look, it's the everything about it. It's the way I act, it's the way I speak to people, it's even the way like outside of the show when I'm talking to the fans and when I'm on the ringside with Jack and I'm talking to the people at the side, it's being the dream girl. It's being
Yeah.
the kind one. It's being the I always described it as like I'm the crowd's girlfriend. I'm everyone's girlfriend. That's what dream girl is to me. When I come out, it's like, oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Love
Um,
it.
I think that's what it
Yeah.
means to me. But yeah,
Yeah.
it does come from the fact that I just really do like Chapel Roan. And I think that she's such a special performer. Like I
Mm.
could go into a long rant about how special I think she is as a entity in my life, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I love it.
So obviously you mentioned Jack there. So you formed a tag team with Jack Ripley, known as Risky Business. So I just wonder if you could sort of tell us a bit about how that came about and what it's like working with Jack.
I First of all, working with Jack is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Like maybe ever. But I'll go into the origin first of
Of
because it was
course.
many minds. Many minds had come up with this idea separately without even us knowing about it. I think it was originally it was Lee Gregg, Jack Jester, who had brought it to me and been like, I kind of need someone to like I want someone to speak for Jack. I want someone to like be his voice woman basically, and he does all these
Mm.
mad things, and you do this, and I was like, okay, that sounds like really fun. We kind of knew each other, we were friendly, like, but I hadn't really like spoke to him that much. I'd
Mm.
maybe been on like a couple of nights out with him, and I'd seen him at training, and we always like got on really well.
Yeah.
But I was like, that would be great, that'd be so fun, and we kind of slowly became friends through that. And then I was debuting as a wrestler. And they were like, when I was getting my gear made, they were like, you know what, just keep with the 70s thing. Just keep that in the back pocket and get your gear kind of like that. Because that's what I was going to do anyway. The flares and the
Yeah.
halter neck and the big earrings and the big hair. And so that was always going to be a thing. But it kind of like disappeared for a bit. It took the better part of a year for the kind of heads of ICW to kind of come to us and go, no, we want this to be a thing. Like this is gonna happen. And we were like, okay. It was like so many people separately coming together to be like, no, you two are going to be a thing. And it was just defining what that was. Um, but I love him so much. I can't quite put into words how much working with him is like the most creative, fun, exciting experience that I've had in my short time so far
Mm.
as a wrestler and as like a performer within wrestling as well because it's obviously a lot of the stuff that I've been doing that's been kind of broadcasted and stuff has been being his kind of valet. Um,
Mhm.
but like getting together, doing the promos, um, doing the matches together, everything that we've done together has just solidified us as best friends. We are the same person, I think, in two different bodies.
It's
Um,
crazy to think that it was like it was put together as well with
Yeah,
like
that's what's crazy. Like you
yeah,
two
that
got
could have gone one or two ways, couldn't it, really?
exactly like you've got like this like incredible like comedic chemistry almost,
mhm.
and like did that like as you said you didn't really know him that well before you got put together. Like, did it just come naturally, or is it something you've had to kind of work on like together to get that like just so in sync?
I think that honestly, it just came to us. Like, it wasn't even, I feel like instantly we were on the same page. Like, we were so fast to be like, well, yeah, we're going to do this and this and this, and we're always going to do this, and this is how we're going to do our promos. But we
Yeah.
are like the same mind. Like, we have the same stupid sense of humor. Like, you put us in the back of a car with like the other wrestlers driving to an event, and it's just us like, like giggling in the back over like absolutely nothing. Um, but I
I think we
think,
need a carpool karaoke
I
now, don't
think
we?
we do. I think we do.
oh
Only
my
only
God,
Chapel Roll songs.
I'm telling you, we'd have the most fun. Um, but we we're just I don't know how we've come from the same brain. We are like the same age, like we're exactly the same age and like we've come from very similar backgrounds and like we grew up liking all the same stuff. So it's not
Yeah.
beyond that we were gonna like be that kind of pairing, but I think as well we push each other in ways that like really help each other. I think like we push each other out of our comfort zones and we push each other to be funnier and better wrestlers and better promos and I think like it is the best thing that honestly could have happened. Honestly could not imagine either
Yeah.
of us being paired with anyone else. I don't think it would have worked as well because we literally are like one person split into two. It's so weird.
It definitely comes across
Yeah,
like
no, that's awesome.
I'm glad.
But but obviously speaking of that sort of comedy and that chemistry, we've seen the stuff with Gene Munny, which has been it's been fantastic and really funny watching that play out as well. So I just wondered what's it been like for both of you working with Gene as well.
I keep feeling like everyone's the best. He is the best. He's just, he's such an unbelievable, not only wrestler, but like persona.
Yeah.
Because no one else could do that. No one else, no, I
no.
don't think any other wrestler could be him and the things that he does. But
Fair.
like,
Yeah.
he's so like, not only is he like funny and like he has a great character and he's got like a great like on stage presence. Like his presence is felt. He's a great wrestler. Like he's so
Mm.
smart and like just everything he was doing over, I mean everything he's done in this tag stuff with Jack has been like immense. Like getting to watch it even just from ringside is like wow. You guys are how do you guys work? Like the way you do, you are unbelievable. And they're so like their comedy stuff is funny, and then their actual intensity, wrestling is really funny. Not funny, but like really good.
Yeah.
And then they can have wee funny moments in that. And he's the nicest guy. Like we found it amazing to work with. He's always like, he makes sure that both of us feel like what we're doing is enough. Like that we're all involved and like it's flowing. Promos have been amazing to do with him, whether they're in person or we did that one where he was like over Zoom and
Yeah.
um his ideas coming through and our ideas and they just mesh really well. And I'm so excited to like keep working with him.
Yeah.
Whether that's up here or anywhere else, like that's an idea that is exciting, is to keep moving forward with him.
Yeah. No, they've been hilarious to watch.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
So I think I got written here. You and Jack may actually have the edge over a WWE Hall of Famer because apparently the Undertaker has got a deathly fear of cucumbers, and now you guys have somehow turned
Like
them
a
into a
cat.
deadly weapon.
Cats hate cucumbers.
Yeah. So he's
Notoriously.
terrifying.
This is a bit like a cat. That is so funny.
Undertaker's
I
like a
never knew
cat.
that.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, what was the origin story there behind, turning the cucumber into a deadly weapon?
So Jack actually spoke about this recently. I think he did a podcast. It's not out yet, but I've like listened to the audio of it.
Yeah.
Um, he it's came from him before I was even kind of paired with him officially. So he did the Square Go, which is ICW's Royal Rumble, basically.
Hmm.
Um, and so Jack Dresser brought a prosthetic leg. And I don't reckon you guys have ever watched any Scottish TV, but there's a joke about someone's leg, right? It's a whole thing. And their joke was that Jack Ripley comes in with a third leg. That was the joke of the thing, which
Nice.
is it's actually very funny. I do like
Yeah.
that. Because in the Square Go, like five people get to bring in weapons. So he was one of the people who had the weapon, and his weapon was the third leg. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah.
Love it.
but he the thing he was like kind of I don't want to say stood out for, but something about his like look was that he always had something down his trousers. There's always something in there. Um, and so they were like, "What if you snuck in a secret weapon?" And it was the cucumber. And he was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll bring it in." So he brought in the cucumber. Obviously, did the big spot where he pulls it out. It was Molly Spartan who breaks it, shoves it in his mouth, and then gives him the pizza crunch, which is the back crossbody. Uh, and it just blew up. And we don't know why. I think it's because cucumbers are obviously now it's associated with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then we did Pour One Out, which was the last shows at the Asylum, which was my first show with him. Um, and we came out, well, my first like show on ICW with him. Came out with the cucumbers like pom poms, and then he does a beautiful right at the end, smashes Austin Brooks over the head with it, and it explodes. It literally
Yeah.
blew up and hit everyone. And we've not been able to like perfectly ever do that again. So we don't know why it exploded. It might be the heat of
I
the
was going to
day.
ask about that. I was like,
Yeah.
was it like gimmicked or something? Like, how did it just like
No,
explode? Like,
no,
It's
I
just the
think
right
it was
cucumber.
really hot. It was really hot at the time, so we did shows all over that weekend. So it
mm,
was Friday we did the GPW student show, which at the time was £5 wrestling, and then we did the 2 nights of ICW. So we were in the asylum the night before that show, and it was boiling hot. Like we walked out, and immediately the heat hit us, and we were just sweating. And everyone was like, "This is horrible. This is the most horrible heat ever." Um, and then the next day we did ICW, and I honestly think the cucumber being down his trousers and it being hot just meant that the cucumber was like gonna blow up at some point anyway. So I'm glad it did it when we did it. So
Yeah.
um, but I think just like the ways we've been able to like it always happens in a similar way. Like it either gets pulled out or I give him a cucumber or something. But it's just like I think like people expecting it to happen every time has kind of like built it a notoriety. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
happen, but how is it gonna happen? Because we've done it
I think that's the
like
thing now, isn't it? There's that, the audience are waiting for it now.
yeah, they're expecting the cucumber to come out
Yeah.
because he brought it out this Google, but he also I'm trying to think if he had it everyone. I feel like he didn't have it. There was a couple of matches where I feel like he didn't have it, and people were like, "Where's the cucumber? Where's the cucumber?" So
That's a
now it's
sign waiting to happen.
yeah.
yeah, where is it? And so
Show me
now
the
it's
cucumber.
yeah. So now it's just like a permanent part of the risky business lore is
Yes.
Yeah.
having a cucumber. But it's exciting to get to like think of ways to use it. Uh,
Yeah.
Obviously we had at ICW Scary Moves the Axel Tischer bit it
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then spat it in his face. So that was a fun one. That was exciting. Uh, but you know he still won, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the important thing.
So,
Exactly.
and it's match opportunities and everything with that,
Oh
isn't
yeah.
it?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we're trying to think. So if anyone has any suggestions for what we can't sell actual cucumbers, so there has to be some sort of
Hmm.
like merch opportunity for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know,
Like
I'm getting distracted thinking about what we could do.
I
cucumber
know.
glow stick. With him,
We
like
get just as distracted thinking about it as well.
Um, so I believe in ICW you've been a valet, but you've not actually wrestled there yet.
No.
So I just wanted to ask, when that first match does happen, what is kind of the dream scenario for you?
Ah, there's so many. Like, I think just because of the way we've been doing things and the way that it's been very much in the story that I have come into this because of Jack.
Hmm.
I would like it to be tag. I would
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
us to
yeah,
tag together because we have, and we've trained together, and we've got so many ideas and exciting stuff that we want to do. I think that tag would be exciting. Um, there's a place in ICW, it seems for intergender, so it's not something that's dependent on the gender of the people in
yeah. Of course, yeah,
the match. I think that would be really exciting. I think any opportunity, come as it may, would be really exciting. Um, Singles, tag, multi-man, whatever. But it would mean a lot to me if the first time it was because me and Jack were tagging. I think that would
yeah.
be a nice full circle thing for us both. Because we never actually want to do anything without each other at this point. Like in terms of any wrestling thing, whether I'm wrestling, he's wrestling, I'm valleying, we're tagging. Like it's just
Yeah,
it's we're a unit now. And
Yeah.
we can't we can't separate us at this point. Like
yeah.
we're stuck
I love it. I think
stuck
you're right. I think
together.
that's it's the right one. The
Yeah.
tag.
You have to think of some
Yeah,
kind of like double team move that is themed around a cucumber now. Like
yeah.
Oh, the theme with the cucumber. I was like, in general, we've got many, but yeah, cucumber themed. I wonder how we could
Yeah.
do that. Well, we could maybe take that Molly Spartan spot. We could shove it in someone's mouth and then give them sun. That'd
I
be
mean,
funny.
yeah, that works. That works.
So,
I saw somewhere you said that kind of doing your makeup before a show is kind of how you get into the zone, which I thought was really
Mhm.
interesting. I'm curious, kind of, what is the mental shift that sort of happens there? Is it like more that it's just like relaxes you and kind of gets to creating these fun looks, or is it like part of like a metamorphosis into like Natasha Swan, the character?
It's a bit of both, I will say. Like
Yeah.
it is very therapeutic to like get to make designs and like do big
Mm.
eyes and pick out what colors I want to do because of what I'm wearing and things like that. But part of it is like I think for a lot of girls it would be like, or anyone who wears makeup, I suppose, but like when they put on makeup, they do become someone else in a weird
Mm.
way.
Mm.
Um, Especially when they wear like quite heavy makeup. I've always been quite a glam person, so I always like to
Yeah.
wear quite a lot of makeup. If I'm gonna wear it, I'm gonna wear it.
Fair.
Which is
Especially
my
with the 70s theme thing, like
yeah.
make the most of that.
But I also like again, I'll bring her back up. I've been very inspired by the very big looks of Chapel Roan. Like,
Mhm.
and her, I mean, she's so extravagant in everything she
Mm.
wears and everything, her makeup, it's always inspired me. So it does become, to a certain extent, like a new person. It is
Mm.
Natasha Swan. Like, I don't feel like Natasha Swan until my face is done. And even my hair can take a back seat sometimes because I didn't do my hair for the last one because I was Velma. So it was kind of like, it
Yeah.
wasn't, it was kind of a Natasha Swan dressing as someone. But I still had the makeup on. I still had, the look. So I think it makes me feel, it makes me be able to present myself in a way that is different to who I am as
Yeah.
a person. I don't think I'm that different, but it
Yeah.
does help me think like I've got a mask. It's not wearing a mask, but it's like I'm wearing a mask. Behind
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
lashes is a mask.
Yeah.
And it's the performer who comes out. It's Natasha Swan who comes out at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
love
wearing
that.
gear. It's like putting on your gear, but just an
Yeah.
extra wee step.
No, I like that. It's fascinating to obviously to make
Yeah.
that
Like you say, that's that
transformation.
switch into yeah. So obviously, slightly touching on that as a topic, I believe before wrestling, you were very much part of the cosplay community. So I just
Yeah.
wondered, does that sort of that creativity involved in that, is that sort of influenced your gear and your character work?
How did you know that?
We
How
do our
did you find
research.
that?
Sick.
Yeah, I mean,
Good research, is that?
I know, I was like, "Oof, I feel like I'm on Hot Ones. Um,
That's what we try and do. I'm
Yes.
literally trying to emulate
Carl actually loves
Sean
hot
Evans.
ones. He'd
Sean
love to do
Evans.
that.
Yeah, we
Brilliant.
should be eating wings.
No, we
Um,
should
100%.
do
Yeah.
no, I think it definitely helped. Like, it definitely helped, like, because I think when people put on wrestling gear and they've never done like theater or cosplay or things like that, I think they're like, what am I wearing? I'm wearing spandex and it's uncomfortable for them and like it kind of is weird. Cosplay, I think, is always uncomfortable, no matter how you wear it.
Fair.
So it kind of sets you up for that. As well, though, it set me up for like being able to like do my makeup in a way that was ready for stage, do my makeup in a way that was like gonna not wash me out on while going out. It makes me understand the importance of fake tan for an outfit. Instantly makes you look better, no matter who you are. It really does. Um, I mean, it gave me all the skills to be able to like dress up in a sense. It is
Mhm.
in a funny way. A lot of it is dressing up. Um,
Yeah.
so it definitely gave me that skill. It gave me the confidence to like wear that stuff and to like go
Yeah.
out in front of people and like have a weird outfit on and not feel like I was making it being silly or making a fool of myself. I was like,
Yeah.
this is another Tuesday for me, another Friday.
Well,
I haven't,
I
to
honestly
be
hadn't
fair,
thought about that side of it. Like
yeah.
the comfort elements is it must be a barrier for some people. Like
Mm.
if not that it's gonna happen, but if we were to suddenly get in the ring, I'd probably like costume wise, I'd be like, oh, this is strange. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Your
I
gear
never
should
really
never be
considered that, but
uncomfortable. Your gear should never
yeah,
be
Mm.
uncomfortable, but it
yeah,
does. I think for a lot of people, it is like a weird thing to do. It makes
yeah,
them feel a bit weird at first, and then they get used to it. Because it is weird to just like. I feel bad for guys sometimes because they really do just wear pants sometimes. Like at least I've got like an outfit. They are just
Yeah.
wearing pants.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the options seem a little less
It's
fun.
always like it's like when you have those nightmares and like you literally sat there and you're doing a speech and then you like you look down, you've like just in your boxes and it's like that's basically that's gear.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
that takes away
That's
from it.
That's
wrestling.
That's wrestling. So obviously we follow you on TikTok, of course. We saw a post around about a month ago, and I've got the quote. You said, BD can take a long walk off a short pier. I just wanted
Yeah.
to ask, kind of, how's it been kind of dealing with that, and if you got any advice for anyone else who's maybe going through something similar right now?
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to like come to terms with that. So if
Mm,
anyone doesn't know, BD is binge eating disorder. BED, sorry. Um, and I was kind of like, it's one of those ones that like it's it's the disorder that people don't think about on the scale of like eating disorder spectrum.
yeah.
Um, and it is tough because it's the one that people are kind of like, "Ah, just stop overeating." But it's not just about
Mm,
that. It is about like stress and mental health, and there's always something kind of
yeah.
behind it. At the time, I wasn't in the best of situations, and like it came as a comfort, and it did make me put on a lot of weight. Which was it's funny because it took a while for me to like recognize that. I couldn't even like
Mm,
tell that I was putting on the weight, and then when I did, it was like a big, oh my God, oh my God, I've put on all this weight, and it was like, and it was a journey to take it off again, and I've not even lost all of it, to be fair. Like there's still a bit of it on, um, but it's about stopping thinking about the weight and thinking about that, and just
Mm.
thinking about health. I think
mm,
that's been the biggest thing is to stop obsessing over weight and start thinking
Yeah,
about like strength and health and cardio and these actually important things that like will help me to actually wrestle. Wrestling's been a big
yeah.
part of me being able to like recover from it.
Mm,
Because even when I lost the weight before I started wrestling, or like lost quite a bit of it, I lost more because of wrestling. But it took me it was only when I started wrestling and only really quite far into starting wrestling for me to go, the weight part actually doesn't matter because my weight's not getting announced anyway. So I can be
mm,
whatever weight I want. And as long
mhm.
as I feel good in myself and feel like I'm strong and feel like I can support the other person through this,
yeah,
that's fine for me. If I'm strong enough to work, I'm healthy enough to run, and my cardio's all right, then I'm doing something all right. Um, I mean, the only advice I could give people really is to like speak to someone about it.
Yeah.
yes,
That's the main thing. Any kind of like eating disorders, mental health, there is someone to speak to about it, and it's not a shameful thing. It's not like I've dealt with things my whole life, things like this. And I'm someone who has suffered from very bad anxiety my whole life, and it's probably where the eating disorder thing came from. There is someone to talk to, I promise. Like there's no one who's gonna even. I would say always speak to like actual professionals about it because they actually do help. I think when
yeah,
you
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, oh my God, they're not gonna listen, and sometimes people won't, and that's the unfortunate thing. You kind of have to advocate for yourself or have someone to advocate for you to help you. But you will always have a support system. And that's where I've been really lucky. Like, there is a support system everywhere, and everyone has experienced everything that you have. Male, female, um, of any like race, background, orientation, we have all experienced things together.
Yeah.
yeah,
So if you think someone hasn't gone through it, they have. And it's worth speaking to someone about it. And especially in like wrestling schools and stuff, like there is someone, there's always going to be someone there who can point you in the right direction. And that's another thing, like obviously earlier I was talking about pointing girls in the right direction
Mhm.
and pushing them towards like who can help. I think that's important to me as well because this is hard. It's a hard thing we
yeah,
do and it can be quite tough. It's performance in any aspect can be tough on mental health and I
Yeah.
think it can be difficult for people to talk about that. And I want to be a presence of someone who is speakable, like to able to speak to and to be friendly
Yeah.
and to be that person that can be like, well, here's what I would do at this point. So that's my only advice is to talk and keep talking
Yeah.
and keep talking.
No,
That's my
thank you for
biggest
sharing that. I
advice.
think
No, it's okay.
that obviously comes through. Obviously, with everything we've seen, you
Yeah.
can see how much you kind of, you care. I think that really shines through and
Yeah,
everything. So
100%. And all honesty, like the way you've put it across there as well just speaks volumes to to what you've said through and through about the sort of the community and the family sort of feel to the whole thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all wrestle
So
in
no,
our
thank you.
pants. There's really no shame in anything. Again.
Fair.
exactly. Wrestling is fun.
So I'm always rubbish to segueing away from something more serious to something a bit more daft. But we did ask some of your fans if they had any questions for you. So this next question is from one of your fans, and they asked, "What has been one motivational moment for you, whether it's an interaction with a wrestler or a role model, and how has that helped you so far?"
Oh, one moment is
One
crazy.
One.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, like, there's been so many. Like,
I know.
there's been so many moments of like, I think sometimes it's hard to recognize in yourself when you're doing
Mm.
well.
Hmm.
And I think something that our coaches always push us towards is like, look at the grand scheme of this thing that you've done. Like, take a match, stop looking at the wee things. Do you think that you've done well? And it's a yes or a no. And I think sometimes looking at it like that can prevent you from spiraling and being like,
Yeah.
my feet were not right here, or I hit one strike that was a little bit naff. Like, did you do well? Do you think that you've done well? And that was something that kind of it helps you not to freak out because
Yeah.
wrestling
Yeah.
is hard. It is
Yeah.
like we're not gonna lie, like it's difficult and
Mm.
it takes a while to kind of be good. But even like not even be good, but like it takes a while to get your feet going,
Yeah.
really. Um I think as well, like recently there was like I was kind of talking to funnily enough, I'll say Jack said something to me very recently that like kind of meant a lot to me, which was like there'd been something that happened that I won't go into details about, but it's just like it was just something, and he kind of went, "No, no, we're this is us together. We're doing this together. I'm not doing this
Mm.
without you."
Yeah.
Um, and that was kind of one where I was like, "Oh, I mean something here." Like this, because sometimes I look at him and I go, "You could absolutely have done all of this on your own." Like he's so charismatic and so talented, and he works like the things that he does is are so good, and he's so fun, naturally very funny. Um, so I have no doubt in my mind that he could have went as far as he can, like as far as he wants to take it. But it was him being like, "I'm not doing this without you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I was like, "Oh, we're a unit. We're
Mm.
Yeah.
we're one person." Um,
Yeah.
and I'd always felt like we worked very well together, but that was when I was like, "Yeah, this is we are us. We are
Yeah.
an us."
Yeah.
That's
100%.
when I felt I've always felt risky business, but that's when I felt like we were risky business.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's such a nice moment.
Yeah.
Because as much
Hmm.
as I appreciate everything you're saying about Jack there, but you clearly from what you can see from as fans and as an audience, you can see how much you sort of help each other shine, to be fair.
Yeah. It's definitely a comedy duo. There's
Yeah,
bouncing off
100%.
each
Yeah.
other 100%. So yeah, and it comes through. It's just hilarious. So um yeah. So there's a huge amount of Scottish wrestlers, obviously that have made the jump now to big promotions and had a huge amount of success, like Drew McIntyre, Nikki Cross, Joe Hendry, Piper Niven. I could be here all day. There's that many. Does it
Yeah.
give you like confidence, kind of knowing that it's entirely possible for someone from Scotland to actually make it in like the big time?
Oh yeah, there's so many Scottish wrestlers over the seas and like Japan and America and even Canada and I don't know actually know about Mexico. I actually don't know if anyone's in Mexico. But we could. That's something that is
Yeah.
possible because there's so many
Yeah.
people that are overseas. Um yeah, it gives you a little bit of like wee bit of oomph. Obviously like the people who are I would say in America all kind of left at the same time. I will say that. Not like Drew and Nikki,
Yeah.
they kind of left in their own kind of bubbles. But a
Hmm.
lot of the guys who went over to America kind of went all at once.
Yeah,
Um, and they were kind of taken from NXT UK. Um, but even at that, like having those people in those companies and being able to talk to them is
Yeah.
crazy. Like
yeah,
when even like Nikki coming across and Isla Dawn, like obviously she was out of the company by the time she came over, but she had so much to say like about the things that are expected of her there and could be expected of us. Damo, who's been through the like he was in NXT back in the day, like
was yeah,
Yeah.
that, like we look back at that so fondly. He lived that. Like that's insane to me. Like you can just go
yeah,
on YouTube, you can go on NXT YouTube, and he's just there.
Yeah.
So he's got all this like knowledge, and I just like having having the what they called the contacts, I suppose, and like the people who
yeah,
are up there now and like people who've been there makes it feel more possible than just having people who are over there. I think if there
Yeah.
was like Scottish people who were there, then it would be like, oh, well, that's cool, but I don't even know
Mm.
how to speak to them. But every
Yeah.
yeah,
single one of them, every single Scottish wrestler has went through, I'm very lucky because they've all went through ICW.
Mhm.
So we have contact with them. We have abilities to talk to them, ask them for advice, take bits of information from them, like have them train us sometimes. Like that's crazy.
yeah.
Like one of our coaches right now is Mark Coffey, which I think is
Yeah.
what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Damo is our head coach. Mark Coffey is one of our coaches. Kenny Williams, one of our coaches. Like these are all people who've worked in these big companies. Like that is,
Yeah,
I think, what makes it feel the most accessible is that these
Yeah.
people are with us now and they're teaching us now. And I think like I hope that we get another big UK boom because
Mm.
there's so much talent here. There's so many
100%.
people
Yeah,
here. And I think they're wasting opportunities to really get them. Um, and I just hope that that comes for people, whether it's me or whether it's my friends or people down south that I've never met, like who I see all
Yeah.
their stuff online. I hope that
yeah,
comes for us again.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels like it is. I
yeah.
feel like
It's got to.
yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like we are kind of about to go back on that UK boom again, I think.
yeah,
I've been feeling that. I've been feeling a lot
Mm.
of disdain for what's it called, like mainstream wrestling.
Yeah.
So I have been saying that there's going to be another indie, specifically UK, but like indie boom.
Hmm.
yeah,
So if it happens, it was me who said it was going to happen.
yeah. Well,
Well,
we'll clip that. We'll use that one instead.
yeah.
Yeah, and we'll use that in the future.
Yeah, that's it. We'll like splice it together where it's like you
When it
say that
happens,
quote
yeah.
and then it's like boom into like the boom.
Us all
Um,
performing in Wembley.
yeah.
Love it.
Told you so.
Ha!
Um, so obviously we touched on before, we've seen you obviously in the ring as a valet, we've seen you in the ring wrestling. How do you kind of approach both roles and do you kind of take bits of the valet work you do into the ring or and like vice versa or like how does that work?
The character's always there. I think that's the
Mhm.
important thing is like you take the character from the ringside and you take it into the ring and you keep that consistent because that's what people love. Like they don't want
Yeah.
to see two different versions of you. They want to see you, they want to see Natasha Swan, they want to see Dream Girl. Like the tongue-in-cheek thing that like Jack and I do like translates to all aspects, of what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No matter what we're doing, whether it's promo or ringside or in the ring or any of that. Um, Obviously when you get in the ring, sometimes the character becomes a little angry and a little intense, but you have to find the way to like, how would Natasha Swan be angry? How
Mm.
would she get annoyed at like not winning yet, without becoming a bad guy?
Mm.
Um, so I think the character is, and I will always say the character is the most important part because that's the fun part.
Yeah.
But that's
100%.
how I think that's the most consistent thing between all of it is just making sure that your character stays true to each aspect of ring, ballet,
Yeah. Yeah.
promo, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing, she's the same, and it doesn't
Yeah.
deviate unless there's a reason for it to.
No.
Yeah.
Character has to
Well,
shine
yeah.
through.
Once you're there, once you put the makeup on, it doesn't
That's
matter
it.
whether you're in the ring or not.
Yeah. The angry outcome is snapping the cucumber
Of
when you
course.
lose,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Wouldn't make
Ah,
sense for anyone else.
no, you can't snap. It's only other people who snap the cucumbers.
Ah, okay.
We
That's
can't
fair
do
enough.
that.
It's
That's
see,
sacrilege.
so it's the intricacies of the character. You see, you've got to,
Yeah.
I've been
you know
thinking
it
of
better than
this.
us.
Um, so I just wanted to ask as well, obviously all your matches so far have been in Scotland. Is there anywhere else in the UK or even beyond that you sort of really want to wrestle in?
Oh my God, everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
actually everywhere. We'd love to, like, the thing about me and Jack is that we want to take this everywhere. We want
Yeah.
to, like, whoever wants us can have us. Like,
Mm.
in whatever way. Like, we will do anything.
I think there's a lot of mileage in a bit of an on-tour thing for you as
Oh,
well in terms
100%.
of
I think so.
vlogs and reels and stuff, you know.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like,
Um,
I don't know if you've seen the stuff going on with like Lana Austin and Holly Barlow at the minute, the Lally
Lally,
thing. But like,
yes.
I get the same vibes from you and Jack, and I feel like
Oh, but we
I'd
Except
like
you
each
both
other.
probably
love each other, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, except for that. Yeah. But
we do
like
like
that's
each
kind
other.
of just boomed, and I feel like absolutely you can see the same happening with
Yep,
Risky Business.
I think a
indeed, yeah.
lot of like, I think a lot of it will come from, I think hopefully if we tag a little bit more, maybe
Mm,
some more opportunities come up for that. But as
yeah.
it stands, like Jack doing the wrestling, me doing the cheering on, that is that is something like we're happy to bring everywhere and we welcome
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like we're so ready for it to like go everywhere. Even all over the
Mm.
UK, Europe, if they want us. Uh Wherever they want
Well,
us,
that's it.
we will be
They always use a pickle in America, if you know, instead of a cucumber. It can still
Yeah.
work.
pickled. The opposite team will have a
Uh,
pickle. We'll have a cucumber.
oh, yeah,
And
dual.
it'll be beef. Beef.
Oh, I love it. I suppose then, obviously, conscious we've taken up loads of your time.
No,
I guess lastly
I
for
could talk
us,
forever. Talk for Scotland.
uh, we're just curious. Obviously, what does the kind of the rest of this year have in store, and also like, what are your main goals for kind of 2026?
So the rest of this year is we're I don't know why they've let us do this, but there is a charity show happening in Edinburgh called WrestleMania. It's for Movember. And they're giving us a live mic and an 18 plus show. So
Nice. Love
whoa. Good luck.
it.
Um but we're doing like a kind of award ceremony, best mustache, worst mustache. And it's good. It's
Nice.
for a good cause. Like it's gonna be so much fun and like the whole card's awesome. And we're just gonna have the best night. Um,
That sounds great.
but they have given us a live mic, I will like to say again. So that's on them. That is on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Um, we've got ICW has a few great shows coming up. Specifically, I mean, we've got Edinburgh next, but then we've got Fear and Loathing, which is our big flagship show at the end of the year.
Mm.
And that is going to be very exciting. And there's so much more gonna come out about that, but as it stands, very exciting stuff coming up. I mean, we're getting like I don't know if anyone saw, but we are getting Grizzled Young Vets, which I think is crazy
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
company.
That's gonna be
That's
good.
awesome. Uh, Two great guys. So it would be really cool to have them up. And that has been
Yeah,
announced, so I
100%.
actually can't say that. I was like, has that been
Ooh.
announced? But it has. It was on the
Breaking
Instagram. It was on the
news.
Instagram, and it was announced in a promo.
Yeah.
Um, that'll be awesome to have them up. Really exciting stuff coming up for the company. So we're doing a few more shows. Blockbuster is ICW's family brand. We're doing a few
Mhm.
shows on that. That'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun, a lot of shenanigans, as it normally is. Um, and I think that's it for this year. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's it for this year. Next year is when we really want to like again take it everywhere. We want to take Risky
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business everywhere. Um, and we're so happy to like reach out and speak to people or for people to reach out to us and we're just so excited like to get to do it more. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, and I think it comes across. Well, I hope it comes to us is that we are having so much fun.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
and we want people to like see that when we perform. But even like getting Gene coming up and tagging with us has been unbelievable. So we'd love to go down and like work with other people or work with Gene. That'd be great. Um, or just be us and do funny
Yeah.
things and have fun. In England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Ireland, oh, wherever they want us. France, Germany, Spain,
Mhm.
Italy, they can take us. Um, yeah, that's the main thing I think. And I would also like, I would like for us to tag more next year.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that would be really fun. Whatever company wants it as well. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up for us. Um, and we wanna be everywhere and do everything
Yeah,
together.
I mean, we want to see it as well because
Yeah.
obviously everything we've seen so far, as I've said, yeah, just it's absolutely brilliant. So,
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. Like you've got that it factor. You know what I mean? Like, I can't quite
Thank
put a
you.
thing on it, but you just know. Like when you see something, and like when we saw it, we were like, okay, yeah, let's set this up. So, yeah, I genuinely think you've got a massively bright future in store. Before we let you go. If anyone who doesn't know, you just let them know how they can kind of keep up to date with you and Jack, and also a little bit about the next intake for GPWA.
Yes. So we are we don't have a joint account, but I am Natasha Swan with three N's at the end because Natasha Swan was taken. Jack is the Jack Ripley on Instagram. I believe we're the same on Twitter as well. I think you'll be able to find it. I think I'm Natasha Swan PW on Twitter. Natasha Swan PW on TikTok as well, and Jack is also on TikTok. But Jack is just the Jack Ripley across the board. He's consistent. The next intake. Now, I want to just confirm the date.
Put you on
Let
the
me
spot.
just let me just type this up.
January sometime.
It is January, but I would
Mhm.
like to just confirm that because I don't want to get it wrong. 5th of January 2026 is when our next intake is. So anybody who's ever thought about being a wrestler in Glasgow or actually anywhere in Scotland if you want to travel, please just sign up. Like it has been the best thing I've ever done in my whole life, and it was literally like filling out a form and paying a bit of money, and that's all it did, and it's set my life off in a unbelievable course that I could not be more thankful for. Um, any girls as well, if you're watching this, sign up, please. Uh,
Yeah.
you are wanted. You are wanted here, and it's such a crazy ride, but it's so much fun. And all the girls that are here are supportive of each other, and we build each other up, and we don't try and, knock each other out of competition and knock each other down. And you will be taken care of is the important thing. And you will have a blast, and you'll be doing something that you are passionate about. But yeah, that is the intake.
Love it. Honestly, thank you so much for taking the time. Absolutely loved
Thank
it. And
you.
yeah, we can't wait to see what else is to come from you and Jack. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be supporting along the way.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thanks again.
A to the K.
A to the K.
To the K.